What's up, guys? Rath here with the DFS Minute tonight for May 8th, 2015. Getting ready to get this going. Was waiting on the weather situation, and then also lineups are coming in pretty late. There is one lineup that I still have an eye. San Diego, Houston, and Miami are still ready. I do want to see the Houston one. I think there could be a potential value play there, and then also I'm looking at Miami. I think there could be a potential value play there too. So let's take a look. I'm going to go value plays, got 8 plus a bonus depending on lineups. So actually 2 depending on the lineups. Let's go ahead, fire it up. Kind of across the board on these guys, and I'll tell you kind of site specific. John Mayberry would be the first guy hitting third against Cole Hamels. Usually right-handed specialist against a lefty. Now, it is Hamels, but Hamels has been struggling against righties, and Mayberry's got that third spot, which is prime. He's only 2.3 on DraftKings, so that's where I'm going to recommend him for the most part. Kevin Pillar hitting 7th against Wade Miley. Should be a lot of runs in that game, and Pillar's been on a pretty good hot streak, so definitely like the value with him. Don't like the batting slot, but then again, it's a deep lineup, so hitting 7th, more of a tournament play for me. Definitely not somebody you want to roll out there in 50-50s and heads up. You always want to look for guys hitting at the top of the lineup in the better matchup. Juan Lagares is hitting 2nd. Now, if you believe in batter versus pitcher, and for the most part, I do ignore it. But in this situation, I got Lagares hitting 2nd, good value against Hamels. I think you want to roll with probably Mayberry or Lagares. I don't think you want to roll with both unless it's in a tournament. But, maybe one of those guys in a 50-50 or heads up you want to get because they're cheap, and Hamels is struggling against right-handers. Scooter Gannett hitting 2nd against Jason Hamill. Good value there, especially at second base, middle infield on Fantasy Aces. So definitely got to put him in play there. Gerardo Parra from the same game hitting 6th is a guy who hits against right-handed batters much better against Hamill. So those are 2 guys from those particular games. I'm not super high on Parra, but he is a guy that you can definitely look at and get some value. The other guy, and this is a tournament play only, Carlos Peguero hitting 6th against Nate Carnes. Nate Carnes is not a very good pitcher, and Peguero can hit a bomb. And so he's had a couple of home runs here this week, and I think he's in a situation where hey, it's worth plugging in. He's a very cheap play, and he's got a shot at hitting a home run against an inferior pitcher. He is left-handed, and he's going against a righty. So those are kind of the guys that you like in a tournament. And the guy that probably the entire world's going to be on DraftKings is Devin Travis at 3.3. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the salary on Devin Travis on DraftKings, but look, you got to take advantage of it. It's just too cheap, and it's just silly, especially hitting leadoff against Wade Miley tonight, where there is a potential for a lot of runs to be scored. So Devin Travis is a play for me. There's 2 guys that, depending on lineups and where you're playing, I think you need to take in consideration. First is Preston Tucker on DraftKings at 2,000, and he's $3,000 on FanDuel, so not in play for me there. Don't really understand that, but that it is what it is. But Tucker at 2K on DraftKings, almost a must play. And then Justin Bour is a guy that I'm keeping an eye on here. If he's in, he's been pretty good, and I know it's Linscomb, I know it's in San Francisco, but he's been hitting like 5th in the lineup, and he is lefty, and he's got some pop. So Justin Bour is a guy that I'm definitely keeping an eye on here over the next 45 minutes to see. And if he goes, I think there's a chance I'm going to try to get him in a couple spots. So that's the guy I want to take a look at. Weather situation does not look good for Cincinnati, Chicago. Definitely stay away from that game. And LA, Dodgers, I am staying away from that game. I'm not going anywhere near it. There are guys right now that do not care. They are putting their guys in. They don't care. They're playing their lineup. They feel like the game is going to get in, and it's not going to get rained out. I personally don't like taking risks like that unless I'm firing multiple entries into a tournament and I've got the ability for late swap. So that would be DraftKings only. If you want to roll a lineup of Colorado and LA guys out there with late swap to protect yourself, then I say go ahead and go for it. But it's only in an extreme situation. Multi-entry, large field tournament on DraftKings with late swap. If you want to go ahead and risk it, keep an eye on it. But then again, you're going to have to sit around near your phone or your computer for probably the next hour or two And I don't know about you, but at 7:05, I'm getting ready to head out here, head to the bar, and watch some games and watch my teams. So, all right, guys, thanks again for everything that we got going on here at Roto Curve. Rath signing off. Have a good weekend. As we always say here at DFS and Roto Curve, stay classy, DFS.